of New England, in Boxborough, Massachusetts. It's a nice sunny day here in New England, and would like to give a little presentation to a motorcycle, a solo motorcycle from Ural. Ural factory, for those who don't know, historically is operating in Russia since late 30s. He was moved to Ural Mountains, small town of Irbid, in the early 40s when the World War started. Since that time, factory is in that location, making these gorgeous bikes. So what we have is Ural Solo. The main difference, of course, is this is a purpose-built bike to not carry the sidecar. It is a bike to handle on the road as a solo. So it has a standard fork system. It has a twin-cylinder opposed BMW style engine. Of course, these engines date back to original BMW R71. It has a 4-speed transmission, 1 down, 3 up. And as any Urals, they're assembled in Russia, but with components of phenomenal quality from known manufacturers such as Cassini for carburetors, gears from Herzog, Ducati ignitions, Domino handles and controls, Tyco made electrical harnesses, and the list goes on. So, here we have some nice selection of retro motorcycles, and this is the look of the original Ural, very, very close to the original. It was at the time called M72. It was a military motorcycle used extensively by Russian army through World War II and following years. And a couple of words about Ural of New England and Alpha Cars. We've been in business since early 90s, to be exact, actually 1988, when we started a small service facility in Massachusetts. And then in 2007, to our successful business of selling and servicing BMW and Mercedes, we added a Ural line, and that has been a huge success. So this is our showroom, our service department, reception window is right here. Actually, we have service customer. We are lucky to have servicing her bike today, Freda Cole. She has been a Ural owner dating back to mid-90s, and she graciously agreed to say a couple of words about her experience with Ural motorcycles. And if I can just ask you to come this way, because we have the door and some light coming down that way. But so you can introduce yourself and go ahead and speak out about Urals.
Hi, I'm Freda Cole. I'm defined as a Ural enthusiast, as Dmitry said, since the mid-90s. I love sidecar bikes, and I have had 3 of them. I have one in for service today, just because I wore out the rear tire. That's what happens when you ride. I still own two bikes that I use regularly. I ride them as often as I can. I've ridden long distance, and I just adore it. I have a friend who is very happy to ride with me in my sidecar. He waves to everybody and loves it. I get all the smiles from everybody and just enjoy riding along, looking at the gorgeous scenery, especially around New England at this time of the year, early summer. I wish everybody who would think that they might like to try one of these would come over and actually try one, see how well they're made, how comfortable they are to ride and to ride in, and what a pleasant experience it is to go around and to have people look at the bike and look at you, and all they can do is smile.
You mentioned they're well-built bikes, and I know you had bikes from mid-90s going through late 90s, early 2000, and the current bikes. And we had a pleasure of selling you your most recent bike and servicing your old bikes. So if you were to say a couple of words about your experience on your most current bike, which is a 2009 Ural Hero.
Yes, it's. I decided finally I wanted a bike that I could ride all year round in New England. So I did buy a Gear Up. I have a Sunday bike, which is a black and white Bavarian, but that's really meant for the how do I want to say, good weather, that means as long as it's not snowing. So that's fine, but over the past years, the quality of the bikes has improved greatly. I have had 0 problems, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, that's the best way. Yeah.
With the newer bike, I do ride it regularly. I have no fear of taking it anywhere. I ride at night, I ride long distances by myself, not with a group of riders. Just put my little GPS on and say, that looks like a good road,
Oh, wow.
going that way. So it's not unusual for me to put on 300 or 400 miles in a day, going up to visit maybe somebody in New Hampshire or Vermont, or just going up on a typical ride for me, which might be several hundred miles, is through the back roads. So I've had really no problems with it. The bike is very comfortable and very reliable. It starts at the touch of a button, and by the way, I can kickstart it if I had to anyway.
Well, that's great. Thank you. I know we would probably distracted you from your work, so we will I'll say a couple of words on the topic of my experience as a dealership. We sold close to 200 motorcycles, and in the course of 4 years. And what is amazing is that pretty much without exception, everyone absolutely loves these motorcycles. And unfortunately for our dealership, people just do not trade the bikes. So we absolutely have no used inventory at any given time. We only had 1 or 2 bikes that people upgraded to limited edition bikes. And by the way, look out for the latest for 2011. I don't know what it will be, but it's supposed to be something very, very special for a limited edition towards the end of the year. Thank you very much, and please tune in. Go to our website, Ural, ne.com, N for New, E for England. Thank you very much from Ural of New England.